What is going on, guys? I'm Tim Kelly. He's Anthony SanFilippo. This is Phillies Stoplight here from the Hall of Fame Club at the conclusion of the All-Star game. It is very hot. It was a very long week. I enjoyed it, but I'm also not sad that it's over necessarily.
Yeah, if it sounds festive behind us, I think people are just relieved that they got through the torture of watching the National League strike out 15 times and only get 3 singles. That was their entire offense for the game. It was as bad an All-Star game as I've ever watched. There's been a couple others I know that have been bad that maybe I missed. But the ones that I've watched, awful.
Well, by the way, the show's sponsored by Wapner Newman.
Thanks, Wapner Newman.
Philadelphia's personal injury lawyers. Yeah, I mean, the game unfortunately did not live up to the hype. Before the game, you got to have a big flag, America 250. You can't come out here with these strings.
Apparently, they talked about this on the broadcast, right? Apparently, the idea, the concept here was that they were going with 7. I don't even know what they call it, like banners, right? That they had people holding each end of, and then 50 umbrellas with stars on them that made with the stars on the flag. And that the premise of it is that this was a tribute to Betsy Ross because she stitched it together here in Philadelphia.
She also stitched the actual flag.
Right. So if that was the case, if you're going to do a tribute to Betsy Ross's flag, why were there 50 stars? Because her flag only had the 13 in the circle. True. So if you really wanted to do that, if that was the intention, which I'm not sure that it really was, then they screwed that up too.
Well, and I'm not like forcing patriotism down anyone's throat, but it's America 250. We've been building up to this moment for years. Do that on game 1 of the wild card series against the Marlins.
Yeah.
On this, it was the biggest layup ever. Get the big flag out. Those flags cost like $1,000. Get that flag out, use that flag, and I don't know.
Well, there was another layup that they missed, another bunny that they missed at the end. We're going to get to like the coolest moment of the night. Because there was one incredibly awesome moment tonight. Yes. But another bunny that they botched was Joan Duran's entrance. If there's one thing you cannot screw up in Citizens Bank Park at the All-Star game, it's the entrance for Joan Duran, and the sound was just not there. He came in to silence.
He was halfway to the mound before the bell, which usually rings while he's in the bullpen.
But all the stuff was already going, like the fire and the spider.
They probably had people that were working there that don't usually work in the park, and that's kind of one of the things I don't love about these type of events is you kick out a lot of the people that work there day to day. Like It was good to hear Dan Baker back on today, but it didn't feel like Citizens Bank Park without him for a lot of this week. And yeah, I mean, I have a video of Joan Duran's entrance, but I couldn't post it because in the back Anthony's cursing. So I figured I would.
Do you want me to post it?
No,
like I will post it, and I'll say that's me in the background.
I figured I would spare him of that, but no, that was unfortunate as well, and it was very hot. And one of the realities about covering the game is you end up missing half of it because as guys come out, they get made available to talk to media outside the clubhouse. They're not waiting till the end of the game. Many of them, they have flights or they just don't want to stay, whatever. So they speak and then they leave. And so either you're going to talk to them in the 5th inning or you're not going to talk to them. So that's kind of one of the realities I took away from covering the All-Star game for the first time. With all those negatives aside, the week was really good. Rob Manfred spoke this morning, and he talked about how good of a host Philadelphia had been, that there was more buzz for the draft than they've ever had. That's cool. And then one of the coolest moments I've ever seen in any aspect of my life was that, what was it, the 6th inning when they played?
I think it was the 4th. It was actually the 4th inning.
Okay.
It was early.
They played the Ray Charles version of America the Beautiful, the one from Sandlot, and they have fireworks going off, and there's a kid, kind of like what they do on Sunday games where they have a kid go out with each player. They had a kid with each All-Star, and Freddie Freeman is out there playing catch with the kid. It was an incredible, and I guess to some degree Like it wasn't necessarily organic. Like they told them, yeah, bring your glove out. Even though Freddie Freeman was coming out of the game, bring your glove out because this kid might want to throw. And he did. And the kid was 14 years old. Freddie Freeman said he had a good arm. It was just that mixed with feeling like you're in that scene in The Sandlot, which is like that's the perfect like when you imagine what America is like, that scene in The Sandlot where they're playing baseball and they have the fair on 4th of July, like that's what everything's supposed to be. Some of these people could be a little more quiet, that'd be nice, but that's what it's supposed to be. And to see that kind of played out in real life, it was so cool.
Yeah, it was a slice of Americana. They even had the kids come out on bikes, like they were riding in the movie, riding to the field and night game, playing under the lights of the fireworks. There was another little tidbit, Tim, that that I didn't necessarily notice it up front from our seats, but I think Grace posted it on Patterson Twitter for us. Mike Trout came out and was with a kid on the field and working with him on his swing. Like he was showing him how to fix his swing, like really kind of doing stuff like that. There were guys who really got it, right? Yeah. They had all the players standing along the dugout railing, holding sparklers. Like it was as cool a moment as I've seen, and Major League Baseball deserves a huge, huge round of applause for that event. Like they should do that every year. That this should be the start of a tradition. And those kids, I mean, it's an experience for a lifetime for those kids. They'll be telling those stories when they have grandchildren about that time they were on the field with a player, right? Like it's just that cool of an experience.
Yeah.
Tim, he's so easily distracted. Like I could talk right through all of this nonsense, right?
The lack of awareness from some people is just staggering. No, but it was very cool. I don't know. Like, I think it was especially cool because it's in Philly. It's America 250. Like, that specifically made it really cool.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I thought that was the coolest part of the entire week. Now, and the home run derby yesterday was really good as well. The All-Star game today ended up being a dud. That's unfortunate, but that's what I'm going to remember, that moment. And also, Christopher Sanchez obviously did not pitch well, but the moment in the bullpen where he's announced, and usually like the guy's warming up when they announce him, he paused and took it all in. That was a cool moment. Yeah. Christopher Sanchez is going to be fine. He's
tapping on his heart too.
The whole time. It was a very, very cool moment to see that before the game. To see, I thought I didn't get what they were doing at first, but the lineup card, that was really cool.
Signing it like the Declaration of Independence, right? Yes. Yeah, that was pretty cool. There were a couple of little events that I thought that they did well. As for the Phillies, it was kind of an uneventful night for them. Of the six, I would say the best game was Jesus Luzardo.
Yeah, 7 innings or 7 pitches.
7-pitch inning, right? You didn't strike out. You had what? The one strikeout and then two weak. I think it's 2 groundouts. Might have been a pop up in there. Whatever. It was 3 batters, 7 pitches. It was a very fast inning. Duran was fine. He got 2/3 of it. He did give up a hit, but it didn't matter. He didn't strike anybody out, but he got.
All I'm remembering is the intro.
Yeah, well,
that's one of the things. When Lord willing, I'll be able to cover the next All-Star game in Philly. And if somebody asks me about the All-Star game, one of the first few things I'll say is Joan Duran's entrance didn't fire off like it was supposed to.
Yeah, it didn't go. But the rest of the Phillies had a rough night. Sanchez, you already talked about. Kyle Schwarber was 0 for 2. He struck out once. Brandon Marsh struck out both times. Bryce Harper only had 1 at bat, pinch hitting for Schwarber. He struck out. Oh, and by the way, while he was at it, he fired off the first All-Star ABS challenge ever and was wrong.
Wasn't particularly close.
It was not particularly close. So it was a rough night for the Phillies in the All-Star game, but the National League overall was just terrible. So it's one thing to kind of point out the Phillies because obviously this is a Phillies show, but there was nothing good from the National League side. I would say the only one I would say even maybe marginally say actually had a decent outing was Wrobleski because he had 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. Except he gave up
one of the longest home runs in the history of the stadium.
Like everything other than that, like 5 strikeouts. Like that was pretty good. But then the home run by Vargas was a monster. But that's it. I mean, there was the 3 runs scored in the first inning by the American League off of Sanchez, which was 2 walks and a few singles, right? That's really what it was. And then the home run by Vargas and nothing else offense-wise for this game.
There's got to be like NL and AL pride again. Like, some desire to win this game. And I know people don't like it. I think the game, it has to have some value, and maybe you get that back in it. But like,
well, my son said this on Fighting Words when he filled in for me. He thinks it should still determine home field in the World Series.
Too. I thought it was the best time in the All-Star game.
I don't think that it should be that. I think that there should be some other incentive for the players.
Home field advantage in the World Series doesn't actually mean that much.
It doesn't, but
but it just gave it a fun thing for the All-Star game to matter for something. And I'm happy I was here for this game, because for as hot as it was and it's a long day, these in-game interviews suck. They are so bad. Are you kidding me? I don't want to watch the pitcher and the catcher try and talk in the middle of the game. I want to watch a baseball game.
Yep.
This game, like, and I'm not saying it needs to be Pete Rose ending the guy's career at home plate, running him down, but like, let's play this like it's a game. Like, I don't know. It's probably a lost cause.
Can we check for gray hairs up there? You're starting to sound like me a little bit. I'm with you. Like I don't. You can have pomp and circumstance around the game
for sure,
but still have it be about the game itself, right? And unfortunately, I think we get too lost sometimes in the culture around the game and not necessarily focus on the sport, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we had the whole red carpet thing again, which was really cool, and we got a lot of great videos on all the on.
Well, and by we mean Grace and Luke, because I
wasn't us, but we meaning on Patterson, right? But if you go to all the on Patterson socials, you see a lot of the videos from there. Really good stuff, and that's fun and that's great. But that's 6 hours before the game, right? Like, once you get to the game, let there be a game. Let it be a game, and we just.
Well, I think part of it, was that the NL just got an early hole for Sanchez. That kind of took some of it. The other part is that you were getting cheers for the Phillies and some of the other players, but like
Juan Samuel just walked by. By the way,
okay. Most of the NL players today, where people are getting booed, it was Juan Soto, it was the Dodgers, it was the Braves. So like, I don't think most people would have been excited if a lot of the NL stars had big games, because they were rival teams, or just like, people have seen enough Freddie Freeman home runs at Citizens Bank Park, I think. I don't know. I mean, that's I guess one of the things about the All-Star game. It was fun that you had yesterday with the booing of everyone that wasn't a Philly. I kind of feel like in an All-Star game, though, it should go back to like the NL is the home team, and for that night, you root for Juan Soto, you root for Ozzie Albies, like all these different guys in the NL. That's one area I guess I would differ from fans.
Yeah, but you know what? I said this yesterday. They love playing the heel. Like, they really embrace it more than anybody else, and good on them for doing that.
Yeah.
Like that's totally fine. Do I wish that they would root for the National League team, because that's that's your team for the night? Sure, because if any of those players that you're booing were on the Phillies, you would cheer your tail off.
Or if they were trying to determine home field advantage for the Phillies in the World Series, you'd really be cheering for them. We didn't know how good we had it. The game counted, and we poo-pooed that aside. Bring it back. It's never going to happen. They've turned it into more of like an exhibition. But Larry Bowe was talking about it when he was on with Bob and I last week, that the NL president used to come in and tell them, like, no, this means something. Like, there was real pride about it. And I don't want to hear, interleague play ruin that or anything. You can still have NL and AL pride, and like, you want to win that game, and that should mean something.
So here's the solution, and it's very simple. You see what they do in the NBA with the in-season tournament, which is
terrible.
It's a stupid idea, right? But why do the players like it? Because there's a big financial reward for them, right? And so if you make a big financial reward for the outcome of this game, they'll care. They'll care again. That's why it got exciting at the end of the home run derby, because there was $1 million on the line last night. Right, and Jordan Walker takes that $1 million by having that.
He needed it a little more than Kyle Schwarber, probably.
Yeah, well, he only makes $7.99 this year, so he made more money off the home run derby than he will the whole season playing for the Cardinals. But that's the thing. If you put the incentive out there, players will care again.
Based off of the conversations I listened to this morning, MLB is not exactly in a mindset to give the players more money right now. So I think that we might have to deal with that in the 2033 CBA or whatever it ends up being, because there's kind of an ugly battle looming. But I mean, definitely an experience here for All-Star Week. I think Citizens Bank Park did a very good job outside of like the Duran thing, but I'm excited Thursday to go back to our normal seats and have Dan Baker calling everything. But it was cool, and I think.
Can I shout somebody out?
Sure.
For who I think had an incredible night tonight, and you people have no idea who this person is, but I'm going to explain to you who this person is. Alyssa Kaplan.
Yeah, she did. Yes.
Okay, who is one of the PR people for the Philadelphia Phillies. She was on the mic in the press box, and usually someone announces when, what the pitching line is, or if there's a substitution, right? That's how we know, because they're telling us first. They make an announcement in the press box. She not only did she have to do every substitution, which every player got in that was supposed to play, except for the pitchers that weren't going to pitch today. She gave you all the substitutions, but she also announced every availability for every player downstairs and the time that they were going to be down there. She had an incredible game and didn't get one thing wrong. Great job by Alyssa.
She did do a great job, and I'm sure everyone that works in the stadium is happy kind of for this to be through, as fun as it was. And I think some different people I've talked to that maybe aren't from Philly, they thought it was well done, that the event has been the whole, it's not a week, but close to a week has been well done. And I guess they'll be happy to come back here for America 275 or whatever the next one is. And I mean, I think Citizens Bank Park will still be here. So, yeah, I mean, I'm.
Well, you're planning on being here in 25 years.
I'm hoping, yeah.
I hope that I'm still walking the earth in 25 years, but I doubt I will still be working in 25 years. So if I'm here just to enjoy it as a fan in 25 years.
And will you be rooting for the NL?
I'll be rooting for the Nat, unless things have completely gone off the rails at that point, and they're doing stuff like
the Phillies got moved to the American League and
realignment, some kind of thing, or they start splitting it up. You like the draft, the All-Star draft.
Oh my God, that would be. I will boycott the All-Star game if they ever. That would be.
Speaking of you in the All-Star game, just for the audience at home, what do you got on there?
I got some stars.
So this was an intentional purchase.
Yes,
just for tonight.
These even kind of look like the stoplight.
It does. Yeah, it does. It does.
Didn't even do that on purpose.
Yeah, no. But so you did that. You ordered this shirt to wear specifically for today.
It came on my radar. I didn't seek it out, but I was looking on a site for other things, and I found this, and I was like, "That's it. That's the All-Star Game shirt." So, and I got a few compliments. So
yeah, it's great.
It was fun. I will look forward to going home and sleeping all day tomorrow. And Major League Baseball made the glorious decision to have the Phillies play on Thursday when nobody else does. I still can't quite wrap my head around that.
Do we know the reason for this?
Because ESPN won an international game, so they moved what was Friday's game to Thursday.
So this is an ESPN thing.
I'm not sure how the team that hosted the All-Star game is the one that plays Thursday. That's insane to me. But it's what's going to happen. And for the Phillies have seemingly been playing the Mets for a month straight, and they're going to continue it this weekend. So look forward to that. We will have all that covered on Pattison. And now we pivot to the trade deadline, the Field of Dreams. So there's plenty of other stuff coming up. But All-Star Week is now in the books.
Okay, I was gonna thank Wapner Newman and wrap this up, but I was just cracking up because these people were bringing in. So there's some where we were sitting. We were sitting out in the stands. Basically, it's where the secondary press box was, because all the national people were there, and they basically booted all the Philly writers out to the stands. We were not happy about it, but there were these monitors on each level. And you saw earlier, like one fell on one of the reporters out there. It was not good. Well, somebody was just trying to come through the door with an entire rack of those monitors, and she was pushing. And there's a little lip on the bottom of the doorway. And I thought all 15 of those monitors are going to go over. That's why I was sitting here like,
the guy next to me yesterday, there's a monitor in between us, and he turns it to only face him. And like, I kind of gave him a look. I wasn't going to make a thing about it, but it was like, you can't face it at you. Like,
yeah. They're for all of us, right? They're for all.
Anyway, yes, I look forward to having I guess with the Mets, Yankees, and Dodgers now, it's not, or Dodgers and Yankees, whatever order it is, it's not going to be like empty press box. But I do look forward to the next time the Phillies play the Marlins or some team like that, and there's 10 people covering the game. It will be a welcome change of pace.
Yes, it will. That's for sure. Well, I think that'll do it, right?
Yeah.
Tim?
Thank you to Wapner Newman. Please hit the like button. We record after every Phillies series. We will be back here after that Mets series.
So Sunday night will be the next time
we
do this. Yes.
All right. Talk to you guys next time.